Good morning. Let's get my timer going here. Excellent. Okay, so this morning's class, or today's class, depending on when you do it, is going to be basics, but working on stretching out those hip flexors and getting some of the IT bands stretched pretty well, because if you have any lower back issues, maybe just slight annoyance, especially at night, this might be able to help. So let's see. We're going to start on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. So the bottom of the knees out wide, coming down onto the back, letting the hands either rest on your belly or out to the side. Much for the hips. Then you can put something under each of those knees, but remember, we're trying to get that whole area stretched. So want to live with some discomfort for a little bit. Close your eyes. Let that breath even out. Let go of your day, your week, your month. Just be present on this mat. Find an intention to set for our class today. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale all of the air and breathe in together for 5, 4, 2, 1. Hold and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Take a deep breath in the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Again, in through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more time. In. And out. Slowly bring the knees up and together, pulling them into your chest. Giving yourself a hug here. Rocking from left to right. This is starting to massage that lower back. So I'm taking my hands on the front of my knees, around my shins, top of my shins, and I'm here on that lower back, maybe some circles, finding any little sore spots. And then if you find a sore, just sit on it for a minute and rock right there. Just nice, even breaths in through the mouth, or in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. Hanging on to that right knee, allow the left leg to go long along the mat and circle that right ankle. Change directions. Take the heel towards the ceiling, straightening the leg, interlacing the hands behind the thigh, the calf, or actually let's just stick with that for now. This is a good time to have a towel or a t-shirt that you could put on the ball of your foot, pulling the toes back towards your nose because we want that leg fully engaged. Allow the leg to open to the right. And then bend the knee, take it across your body, stacking right hip on top of left. And then slowly pull that right shoulder a little closer to the ground as you twist. So one thing that we're doing here is we are twisting out that lower spine. You might even feel this in that hip area. Gaze towards those right fingers, or up towards the ceiling, either way. Notice where you're at. How close is that shoulder to the ground? Hopefully we get it closer by the end. And then roll onto the back. Pull the knees into your chest again. This time hang on to the left, allow the right to go low, flexing the right toes towards your nose and circling that left ankle. Changing directions. Taking the heel towards the ceiling. Toes flex back towards your nose. Again, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh or the calf. Gently open the leg to the left. Bend the knee, take it across your body. Stacking left hip on top of right. Taking that left knee all the way to the ground. Out, stretching out those left fingers. Straightening that arm. And then just exhale and relax, letting that shoulder fall closer to the ground. To the back, pull the knees into your chest. This time, taking those knees in big circles of their own. Not one circle, but both of the knees circling and changing directions. Some knees circling together. Again, if you find one of those little pockets of soreness, just sit on it for a second. Feel it. Make sure you reverse directions. And then roll up to a seating position. Crossed my legs and I'm just pushing down on my knees here. I'm feeling a stretch up in my hips. Even here. Inhale the arms overhead. Look up, reach up. Exhale the hands down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes outside of right knee. Right hand comes behind, lift shoulder. Inhale the arms up. Twist to the left. Right hand outside of knee. Left hand behind. Gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale the arms up. Exhale them down. And then come to forward fold at the front of your mat. So we're going to take those two loose fists down between the big toe mount. And we just want our feet to touch either side of those fists. And then let the head hang heavy. So the belly needs to come down between the thighs. The head hangs heavy. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head. Grabbing opposite elbows, taking a ragdoll. Straighten the legs a little more. Finding a stretch here on the back of those legs. Hands come to the ground. Fingertips claw the heart forward. Straightening the back, flattening it. Still having a bend in your knees so that if you were to reach up and feel your spine, you wouldn't feel the spine, you would just feel that valley. Okay, fingertips pulling the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms overhead. Look up, reach up, stretch up. Swan dive down, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms overhead. Look up, reach up. Grabbing opposite elbows, bump the hips to the right, pull the arms to the left, looking up underneath that right elbow. Inhale back to center, bump to the left, pull to the right. Finding a crescent. Inhale up. Exhale the hands to the tailbone, either as fists or fingers up if you have the mobility, and then pull those elbows towards each other. Take a big bend in the knees, and then let the chest lead. So go up and then back, pushing down on the glutes with your hands or your fists as you look up at the ceiling. Trying not to push forward, but down with those hands. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms and step back to down dog, finding that inverted V shape. Rotate, crease in your elbows up towards the ceiling. So what that is that if you think about it and you play with it, that's an external rotation of your biceps. Are going towards the outside of your body. So the inside crease of your elbow is going up towards the ceiling. Walk that dog here, keeping that external rotation of the arms going. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, down dog. External rotation of the biceps. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, down dog. External rotation of the biceps. Inhale, forward plank. Hold. Exhale, up and back. External rotation of those biceps. Practice that with every down dog. Inhale, forward plank. Shoulders slightly past those wrists. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Push it back up. High plank. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Drop the pelvis, uncurl the toes. Fingertips claw the heart forward, cobra. Exhale the palms, curl the toes, knees at belly first. High plank. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right leg raises for three-legged dog. Check back with that foot pointed down, and you should be finding the curve in the lower back here. Pull the knee to your nose, and then all the way through lunge on the right. So that right foot comes down between your hands, and then shift the left foot back even more, coming down onto the front of that left knee, and we're starting to stretch that left hip flexor. Just let the hips sink forward. Keep all four corners of the right foot on the ground, but that right knee can go out towards the side. Shoulders back. Find that cobra in your chest here. And we're going to actually hold this one. So we're going to come down to our arms, and we're going to hold this one for a little bit so that we really stretch that hip flexor, which is the front of your thigh actually. Comes up over your hip. I know it's hard to keep that foot fully on the ground, but make sure you are grounding into it. If you need to take it out just still slightly to the right so it stays on the ground easier and you get that big stretch, go right ahead and then pull those shoulders back, finding that cobra again. If you're not finding much of a stretch here, you're going to want to be pulling that right hip back, that left hip forward, so you're engaging those muscles and stretching here at the same time. Slowly come up. You're going to really feel it in that the front of your left thigh. Ooh. Hips back, pulling the right toes back towards your nose, finding a half splits here. Too much construction still going on in this building. Pull that heart forward. Pull the right toes back towards your nose, really straightening that right leg. Slowly walk forward, bending into that front knee, setting the right foot all the way down. pressing the left palm into the mat. Take the right arm up and let the hips sink forward again. Shoulder blades roll onto your back. Exhale to twist. Reach back for that left foot. Pushing foot into ankle, or hand into ankle and ankle into hand. Hips sink forward. I am allowing my foot to roll out to the outside edge of that right foot here as I go forward, because I have pretty flexible hip flexors, but they still need to be stretched. Slowly release, curling the back toes under and planting the palms. Right foot is going to go back. So it comes up, right foot goes back, three-legged dog. Again, checking in to make sure those toes point down. And remember that external rotation of the biceps. Right foot meets left. Left leg raises. Check in with those toes. Pull the knee into your nose. Yep, there we go. And the foot comes down between the palms. Wiggle the right toes back more. Come onto the front of that knee and let the hips sink forward. So remember, we're trying to feel all four corners of that left foot so that we can really stretch in that right hip flexor. You can even slightly, if you need to, that left foot out. Coming down onto those forearms. So again, we're staying here for a moment because we want to stretch hip flexors. Pull the heart forward. Find that cobra in your chest. Slowly come up. Take the hips back, half splits. Pull those left toes towards your nose, fingertips claw the heart forward, butt off the heel. Bending into that front knee. Right hand plants down, left hand goes up, let the hips sink forward again. Shoulder blades back. Slowly reach back for that back foot. Hand into ankle, ankle into hand. I am rolling to the outside edge of that left foot as my knee opens. And I let my hips sink. And slowly release. Plant both palms, pick up the right knee, left foot goes back, three-legged dog. Check in with those toes. Left foot meets right, full dog, walk it out here. Right leg raises, pulling it through for pigeon on the right. Right knee goes to the outside edge of the mat, behind the right wrist. Walk the left toes back, getting the pelvis as close to the ground as you can. And coming forearms or forehead, we want to stretch that IT band. This is one of the best ways to do it. Slowly walk the hands up underneath you. Left hand reaches back for left ankle. Pulling those knees towards each other, pulling the pelvis up off the ground. Squaring the shoulders to the front of your mat. Slowly release. Plant the palms. Pick up the back knee. Front foot goes back, three-legged dog. Right foot meets left. Left leg raises for three-legged dog. Pull it through for pigeon on the left. Left knee comes behind the left wrist by the outside edge of the mat. Wiggle the right toes back, getting the pelvis closer to the ground, coming down onto those forearms. Definitely feel an IT band on the outside edge of this hip. Our left side has not been happy with me. Slowly walk the hands up underneath you. Right hand reaches back for right foot. Square the shoulders. Push hand into ankle and ankle into hand. Pull the knees towards each other. Lifting up. And gently release. Curling the back toes under. Planting the palms. Right knee picks up. Left leg goes back. Three-legged dog. Left foot meets right. Forward fold. Not forward fold. Down dog. Walk your feet to the front of your mat, forward fold, and I mean it this time. So again, check in with those two loose fists down between the big toes. Let the head hang heavy. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot stays there, left foot steps back, low lunge. Set up that low lunge, coming up high on the back toes, engaging that back leg. Belly comes off of the thigh, finger forward. And then the back heel rotates to the mat, arms windmill up, warrior two. Trying to get that front thigh parallel to the ground. The back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat or heel slightly out further than the toes. Breathing here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Using that Ujjayi breath, engaging the right side body so you're pulling in those, which pulls you back slightly. So we don't want to be riding forward. We want to stack our joints, not put extra pressure on them by being out of vertical or horizontal, depending on where we're at. Flip the front palm, take it up and back to reverse your warrior. Left hand goes down, back thigh, right hand goes up. Exhale through your warrior two, extended side angle, right elbow to thigh. Left arm comes in front, all the way up, tricep by cheek. Engage that back leg. Pull that right knee towards the pinky toe. Pulling in the two bottom ribs on this left side so you're nice and straight. Top arm pulls you up, warrior two, keeping the bend in the right knee. And then straightening the right leg, moving into triangle. Taking those fingers as far forward as you can. And then down outside of the right ankle, the left hand goes up. Again, pulling in those lower two ribs on the left side, straightening out that side body. Inhale. Exhale and twist open a little more. Both hands come down. Low lunge. Plant the palms and step it back, down dog. Inhale, look between the hands. Exhale, walk to the front of your mat, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot stays there. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Up high on the back toes. Back leg fully engaged. Right knee directly over that ankle. Fingertips pulling the heart forward. The right heel rotates to the mat, arms windmill up, warrior two. Check in with those feet, find the inner arches. Thigh comes parallel or close to the mat. Pull in that belly, shoulders down, in through the nose, out. Flip the front palm, take it up and back to reverse your warrior, right hand high. And then exhale through your warrior two, extended side angle, left elbow to thigh. Right arm sweeps in front, tricep to cheek, pinky finger down. Almost like you're trying to turn your palm behind you. Find those inner arches of your feet. Top arm pulls you up, warrior two, keep the bend in the front knee. Then straighten, going into triangle pose. Fingertips go as far forward as they can before they come outside of the calf to the mat or to a block. Right hand goes up, gaze towards those right fingers. Pull in those two lower ribs on the right side. Should be stretching the back of that left leg. Push into the ball of that front foot. You'll find that leg lights up even more. Both hands come down, low lunge, and step forward, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the arms overhead, stretch up. Hands come together and down to heart center. Grounding into the right foot, picking up the right toes, finding the inner arch, setting the toes back down. The left foot comes to the calf, pushing calf into foot and foot into calf. Pulling in that core, shoulders back and down. Finding a tree here. That left knee comes forward and up. And then cross left foot over right knee. And slowly set it down into a seated figure four. You can always take your hands to the ground, falling over that calf. If you want, you can straighten the leg here. You'll find more of a stretch in the right hip, whereas if the knee is bent, you're finding it in that left IT band, but whatever you do on this side, we'll do. Slowly stand up. Left knee comes up and meets the right on the mat. Moving into tree on the left, picking up the toes, setting the right foot comes to the calf, pushing foot into calf, calf into foot, pull in the core, push the hands together, finding those forearms parallel to the ground, finding that dristy or that spot to stare at. The right knee comes forward and up. The right ankle crosses over the left knee and set it down into seated figure four. Remember, you can always take your hands to the ground. You can always straighten that left leg for a different stretch. You can do a combination of both, whatever you did on the right side. Slowly stand it up, pulling the right knee up towards your chest and down to meet the left on the mat. Inhale the arms overhead, look up, reach up. Swan dive down, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot stays there, left foot steps back, low lunge. Fingertips claw the heart forward. The left heel rotates to the mat, arms windmill up, warrior two. Pull that right knee towards the right pinky toe. Flip the front palm, take it up and back to reverse your warrior. Exhale through your warrior two, extended side angle, right elbow to thigh, left arm tricep to cheek, pinky finger down. Top arm pulls you up, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, moving into triangle pose. The fingers go forward, 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 and then outside the calf to the mat. Left hand goes up, pull in those lower two ribs on the top side, engaging that top side body. Both hands come down, bending into that front knee, low lunge, coming up high on the back toes. Inhale the arms forward towards the front of the room. Then all the way up, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Slowly looking up towards the ceiling, coming up high on those back toes, straightening that back leg. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Bend back into that front knee. Hands come to heart center. Left elbow over lunge. Elbow into knee, knee into elbow, gaze towards that right elbow. Straighten that left leg. Both hands come down, low lunge. And then step forward, forward fold. Fingertips claw the heart forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot stays there, right foot steps back, low lunge. Coming up high on those back toes. Back heel rotates to the mat. Arms windmill up, warrior two. Flip the front palm to reverse your warrior. Exhale through your warrior two, extended side angle. Left elbow to thigh, right arm sweeps in front, tricep to cheek. Pinky finger down. Find the inner arches on both feet. Top arm pulls you up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, triangle pose. Take the fingers as far forward as you can, and then outside of the calf, right hand goes up. Pushing into the ball of that front foot, pulling in those lower two ribs. Both hands come down, low lunge. Inhale the arms towards the front of the room. All the way up, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Up high on those back toes, straighten the back leg, bend back into the front knee. Pull in that core. Hands come to heart center. Right elbow over left knee, twisted lunge. Pushing the hands together. As you look over that left elbow, straighten that back leg, coming up high on those back toes. Both hands come down, low lunge. Step it back, down dog. External rotation of those biceps. Right leg raises. For a low lunge on the right. Wiggle the left toes back more. Come down onto the front of that knee and let the hips sink forward. I'm going to take that right foot out kind of far to the right and come down to those forearms. Finding that cobra in your chest. And then hips go up and back. Half Hanumasana, half splits. Pulling the heel, or pushing down with the heel, pulling back with the toes. Bending into that front knee, planting the palms, picking up the back knee, front foot goes back, three-legged dog, and set up for pigeon on the right, pulling the knee in towards your nose, and then all the way behind the right wrist to the outside edge of the mat, toes back, coming down onto those forearms. Slowly walk the hands up underneath you. Left hand reaches back for left foot. Square the shoulders to the front of the mat. Pull the knees towards each other. Slowly release. Plant the palms. Curl the back toes. Back knee picks up. Front knee goes back. Right foot meets left. Left leg raises. Pulling it through for low lunge on the left. Wiggling the right toes back. Front of that knee. Let the hips sink forward. Slowly coming down to those forearms. Hips go up and back, half splits. pulling the left toes towards your nose, taking the left heel down into the mat. Fingertips pulling the heart forward. Slowly walking forward, planting the palms, picking up the back knee, front knee goes back, three-legged dog, pulling the left foot through for pigeon on the left wrist to the outside edge of the mat. Wiggle the right toes back, coming onto the forearms. Slowly walking your hands underneath you, right hand goes back for right heel. Pull those knees towards each other, square the shoulders to the front of the mat. Slowly release, curl the back toes, plant the palms. Back knee lifts, front knee goes back, three-legged dog, full dog. Remember that external rotation of the biceps. Walk your dog here. One heel towards the ground and then the other. Slowly walk your feet to the front of your mat, forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows, taking a ragdoll here. Straighten the legs a little more than they were. Fingertips claw the heart forward. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Take your butt down to your heels, roll onto your back, pull your knees into your chest. Grabbing onto those knees, just taking some rolls here. Maybe you'll notice something's not as sore as it was before. Got a lot of stretching in. Hanging onto the right knee, allow the left to go long. Flexing the left toes back towards your nose, circling that right ankle. Changing directions. Take the heel towards the ceiling, interlacing the hands behind the thigh or the calf. Fully engaging that leg so it's nice and straight. So as you can see here, if I get my pants tight, you can see how straight my leg is, pulling those toes back towards my nose, and how much more flexibility I have now than when we started. Take the leg out long to the right. Bend the knee, take it across your body, stacking right hip on top of left. Taking that right knee all the way to the ground, stretching out those right fingers, and then inhale, exhale to twist a little more, taking that right shoulder a little closer to the ground. Exhale and twist every time, relaxing that body, letting the shoulder come down. Noticing if you're coming to the ground closer than you did at the beginning. Rolling onto the back, pulling the knees into your chest, finding those little circles. Hanging on to the left, allowing the right to go long, pulling the right toes back towards you, engages that right leg, and circling those left ankle. Changing directions. Taking the left heel towards the ceiling, noticing any greater flexibility on this side. Remember, we want that leg fully straight, stretching, keeping the shoulders on the ground. We don't want the head and the shoulders. We don't want to see this. We want the shoulders and head down. If you can grab that big toe, all the better. Find that stretch. Then let the leg go open to the left. Right hand can go out as that counterbalance. bend the knee, take it across your body. Left hip stacks on top of right. That left knee goes all the way to the ground. Stretch out those left fingers. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the shoulder closer to the mat. Keep doing that. See how close you can get that shoulder. Roll and pull the knees into your chest. This time taking those knees, both those knees in different circles. Taking them out wide. Finding a stretch here. For just a moment, take the pads of your feet together, finding that Baddha Konasana, that Supta Baddha Konasana. So Baddha Konasana on your back. So the pads of your feet, the bottoms of your feet are together. The knees are out wide. Do you notice any difference between when we did it the first time and when we're doing it now? Just breathe here. And let the knees come up and together, pull them into your chest. And then take your hands, grabbing the outside edges of your feet, and taking the heels towards the ceiling like you were doing a squat on the ceiling, and then push your elbow into your shin. Happy baby. Pull that tailbone back down to the mat. You're going to find a stretch in here as well. You should be pushing hand into foot and foot into hand. If you're not going to feel any stretch. So you got to take the elbows, push them into the shins, pull back with the fingers, push up with the foot, and you're going to find a good stretch here. Pull that tailbone back towards the mat. Rock left and right if you want. And when you're, you can let one foot go long and then the other, taking up as much room as you need for your Shavasana, your corpse pose. It's the meditation portion of a class. You can do it here on your back. You can take your feet up the wall. You can sit up. You can take a block under your tailbone, under your heart, under your feet. Whatever feels good for you. Take a few moments to let your mind grow blank. If you are going to leave the class now, the light truly honors the light within you. We bow and say namaste. Everyone else, I'll see you on the other of our meditative Shavasana. Deepening the breath. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Inhaling the arms overhead for a giant morning stretch. Slowly pull the knees into your chest.